Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So this week for my Game of Thrones bonus video, I wanted to talk about the top 10 characters that I'd like to see come back on the show. Like confirmed dead characters that I want back. Charles Dance totally teased that we might not have seen the last of Tywin Lannister, so I'll also kind of explain what he was talking about. George R.R. Martin is definitely one of the best at teasing the potential to see old characters again, whether it be flashbacks, resurrection, or just straight up reanimation. Really important reminder to anyone that's new, World of Ice and Fire, the new book that's coming out, is here at the end of the month, so I'll be giving away some extra copies whenever it gets here, so be sure to subscribe to get all that stuff. But now, my top 10 characters that I want back. Careful for spoilers for everything through season 4 on the show. I'll wait just a sec. Okay, everybody ready? Here we go. Number 10, the giants killed during the sack of Castle Black. I feel like we'd all like to see some zombie giants. They don't make it very clear, but the giant that Grenn killed in the tunnel was Mag the Mighty. Giants don't have kings, but Mag was something of a leader to the remaining giants. The only other one that Martin has written about specifically that he's given a name to is 1-1. Because 2 giants died during season 4, it's possible that that other one was 1-1. So there's no promise that we're going to see more giants in season 5, but it's possible. Especially if they get reanimated by White Walkers. Number 9, Renly coming back is a vision to haunt Loras. We haven't seen a lot of ghosts on the series. Visions are like the next best thing. I just like the idea of Renly haunting Loras, not in a bad way though. The show is doing a little bit more with the Loras character than the books did. Here's a picture of Finn Jones on the set of season 5. They've actually been filming a lot of King's Landing stuff in the last couple of weeks. We didn't get to see a ton of Renly on the show, thanks to Melisandre. But Renly in the books is even more nuts with pageantry, so if he did haunt Loras' dreams, I like to think that he would probably do it with like a never-ending tourney. Like he would just be whispering constantly in Loras' ear, just creating some sort of fictional tournament. The way I think about Renly in the books is being like this theater geek with almost unlimited money. Number 8, Grenn the Giant Slayer, coming back as a White. They burned all the bodies after the sack of Castle Black, so technically this is impossible. Grenn dying in the tunnel was one of the big changes the show made to the book story. I feel like he's earned a trip back, although technically that would be a bad thing for his character. Like you don't want him to come back as a White because he'd be evil. The evolution of Grenn the Giant Slayer is actually pretty interesting. He started out as that asshole that was bullying Samwell in season 1, one of the brothers that Jon fought off. But by the wilding attack of season 4, he had matured to the point where he respected everyone. Because he gladly gave his life in service of the Brotherhood, we fondly remember him as Grenn the Giant Slayer. And remember, the giant that he killed was Mag the Mighty. Number 7, Ygritte coming back as a vision to give Jon Snow advice. Her body was also burned, so the only way she's coming back is as a vision or a flashback, but Jon just seems like the kind of character who is constantly haunted by spirits. Least of all his parents, both real and adoptive. Ygritte was one of the few really good guides that he had. Although he did have a lot of role models, I feel like he just learned almost as much with her in his short time north of the wall as he did in like all 16 years prior to that. I think he's like 16, 17, where we are on the show right now, maybe 18, it's only been a couple years. One of the reasons why I really encourage all of you to read the books, if you haven't, is because you just get to see what's inside his head. He's a POV character in book 5. I'd really like to see him conjure up Ygritte as a way for his subconscious to manifest itself and give him advice. It would be like Jon telling himself he knows nothing. Number 6, Khal Drogo as a vision to Daenerys. I just want to see Jason Momoa back on the show, just being crazy. He was burned too, so only way he's coming back is in non-corporeal form. Daenerys kind of looks like she's staying put in Meereen for the time being, but at some point she's going to have to march her army somewhere. I'd like to see her conjure up Khal Drogo as a way to reassure herself during conquest. We really only saw him for like a small slice of his life around the wedding and the short journey to the western coastline. He became a Khal because he was such a great warlord, like he was a badass, so he'd probably have some pretty good advice to give in a battle. Number 5, Catelyn Stark reanimated as a corpse by the Red God. I feel like this is obligatory. I mean, she bears mentioning at least. Not my favorite character that I'd like to see back, but she still has a really important role in the greater scheme of the books. I'm actually really interested to see how the show decides to fill the gap left by her absence. Like, who are they going to give this big vengeance arc to? I do think that they dropped her character. I'm not expecting to see her, but that doesn't mean that they dropped the role that she serves in the narrative. Number 4, the Mountain reanimated as a golem for Clegane Bowl. It was implied that Qyburn was getting his Frankenstein on in the season 4 finale, so I just like to see that taken to the next logical step. It also seemed like the show wanted us to think the Hound was dead too, but since we did not see it happen on screen, it's possible they could bring him back. Rory McCann has not been seen on set yet, but it's still possible. For those that have not seen any of the Clegane Bowl forum threads, it's just the idea that circumstances could allow for the Mountain and the Hound to face off in a big epic battle. It'd be like their own version of Oberyn Martell versus the Mountain, except they just hack each other to pieces. There's all kinds of theories on how this could go down, so maybe I'll just talk about Clegane Bowl in a future video. It's actually pretty interesting. Number 3, Tywin Lannister reanimated by the Red God. Recently, Charles Dance teased that we might not have seen the last of Tywin. I do not think that means he's coming back to life on the show. I just think we're going to get to see the funeral. But I would love to see a twist for the character whereby he has like a Stannis type arc where he's co-opted by the Red God, or the forces of the Red God. Most of the people in King's Landing think the Red God is either blasphemy or total bullshit. Little do they know, they didn't see that shadow baby. In reality, what's going on with this Tywin thing, you have to remember that new seasons of the show always pick up in the moments right after the previous season's finale. It just means that they're going to address what happens with the body of the most powerful man in Westeros. Like, they're just going to deal with Tywin's body. It would be pretty ridiculous to see him come back. And when you think about it, I mean, he really only had a bunch of poison swirling around inside him, rotting insides, and a few holes in his chest. I mean, it's not like half his face had fallen off. Number 2, Oberyn Martell reanimated as a headless corpse. I just want to see him come back as like the headless horseman of King's Landing. Instead of wielding an axe, he just ride around on a horse, just chopping off Lannister's heads with his giant spear. It would probably get in the way of some of the big season 5 plots, but it'd be really fun to see him turn into this King's Landing urban legend. And finally, my number 1 character that I would like to see come back, Robert Baratheon as a flashback. This is just so we can see what he learned at the Battle of the Trident when he killed Rhaegar Targaryen. He was supposedly the only person to hear his dying words, like it was just the two of them. The rumor goes that when Rhaegar died, he supposedly whispered someone's name, like a woman's name. I think it was Lyanna Stark, but Martin hasn't really given any explicit information about that yet. He did say we get more flashbacks to Robert's rebellion in the future books, so we will eventually learn what happened. Let me know though, which confirmed dead characters do you want to see come back? Now remember, there are lots of literary devices for bringing dead characters back. Just as a bonus though, I'd like to see flashbacks for the Mad King and Rhaegar Targaryen, but I think sometimes it's better that they don't do those things, just so my imagination can fill in the gaps. I mean, that's why reading the books can be more fun at times. You just get the chance to imagine something so much crazier than they're capable of doing on the show. Speaking of which, congratulations to I Love Popcorn, you're this week's giveaway winner. I'll be reaching out to you on your channel for details, but you basically win your pick of any of Martin's books. So my next bonus video is going to post next week, so be sure to subscribe to get that. I know I talked about, a bunch of characters dying. I do have theories about how the show is going to end, so you can click here to learn more about that, and you can click here to get more of my Season 5 predictions. Thank you so much for watching, so let's all high five, and we'll meet back up later to talk about some Gotham.